Today's the day. I finally got a new laptop. So I got the 2016 MacBook Pro 13-inch with the touch bar. I know the stigma behind the touch bar, it being a gimmick and a waste of money, but I really needed 4 ports for the input outputs. Plus, along with the 4 ports, it also comes with a faster processor. Overall, it's a great computer. I think the touch bar might actually not be a gimmick. In my opinion, these gimmicks can be gimmicks or not based on how you use them, and I feel like I can use it well enough to have it not be a gimmick. It has a giant new trackpad. The keyboards are the 2nd generation butterfly keyboards with a lot more click, easier travel, much more fun to type with and easy at the same time. The trackpad is also force touch, not mechanical, so wherever you click you get the same response because it's responding to the force which you put on it with a vibration, not with a real click. There's nothing really being clicked. It's pretty awesome. 2560 by 1600 display with 500 nits of brightness and a wide P3 color gamut. It's got a 2.9 GHz dual core Intel Core i5 processor, which I think is good enough for me. I didn't feel the need to go for a 15-inch or a higher end processor or even more storage because first of all of my editing happens off of a hard disk, so I don't need that much onboard storage, and secondly I just felt like this kind of storage is enough for the kind of image that I deal with on a daily basis. I didn't think I'd need a higher processor. If I do in the future, if I'm dealing with that kind of stuff, it means I'll be able to afford it a lot more easily, in which case I will upgrade my stuff, no big deal. This has a 256 gig onboard SSD, which I think is amazing. It's going to be super fast. I don't need more than 256 gigs on board. Has 8 GB of DDR3 RAM and all the other tech mumbo jumbo. Honestly, I just feel like it's a great computer. The only issue that everybody's talking about is USB-C, and I feel that USB-C makes sense, and I'll tell you why. It's called a MacBook Pro. It's meant for professionals. Most of these professionals deal with audio, video, photo editing on a daily basis. Most of them work off of hard disks. Everyone's complaining about USB-C because you're going to need a dongle for everything. For me, I figured the tiny dongles kind of sort of add a risk factor. So if your hard disk gets unplugged while you're editing or whatever, you could lose all of your stuff and whatnot, right? So this cable from Griffin, it's a USB 3.0 to a USB-C cable, which will basically connects my hard disk directly to the computer. No risk, no dongles, no hassle, no mess. It makes everything so much easier. Of course, the missing SD card reader is a big issue, but I think SD card readers are quite small and people get used to carrying them around. People are complaining with the whole hype about USB-C. I generally think it works because everything's moving towards USB-C, right? The new Samsung Galaxy S8 has USB-C, and people don't understand the functionality that will come from having all devices from computers to phones to tablets working off of the same input and output, and that'll just make everything so much simpler. You don't have to carry a lightning cable and your MagSafe and this and that. iPhone 8 is rumored to have USB-C. I hope it does. Honestly, I do. In a year's time max, everything will work straight off of USB-C for the simple reason that it makes sense. Finally got the laptop all set up. It's time to break out all the USB-C stuff and check it out. Let's see. Okay, to start off, there's the cable which I used to plug my hard disk in. It is working perfectly and beautifully. Next, I got one of these tiny little adapters which will connect any USB-A device to my computer. The form factor is really small. Considering the size, I think it'll be really convenient to use on a daily basis. Just goes in, and now I can plug in anything with a USB. Charging my phone, for example. There it is. Next up, I have a USB-C SD card reader. This is really small. It takes a regular SD card and a micro SD card and has space for a regular USB. And the third and final USB-C accessory that I found was this red cable, which has a USB-A on one end and USB-C, micro USB and lightning on the other. All this stuff was really cheap. I know they're not legitimately branded products, which means they're not going to last too long, but you know what, but these are things that I don't need that necessarily. The things that I did need necessarily, I bought the legitimate stuff. This I just want to try out. If I do end up feeling the need for it, I'll go ahead and buy the legitimate stuff. Till then, I think this should fit the bill. This red cable works long enough. It means I'll be able to charge my phone, any kind of accessory, and my laptop from the same cable. And using a power bank like this one from Remax, I'll be able to charge my laptop with a power bank or any other USB input device. I don't need to carry my big charger around all the time. Granted, it'll be kind of slow, but nonetheless, if I'm in an extreme situation, I always have this as a backup. And my last and final accessory that I got is a sleeve for this beautiful computer that I do not want damaged or scratched. I found myself a really nice leather sleeve from this company called Labrador. Bottle green in color and has a beautiful interior which is like soft and stuff to protect the computer. It's a little big for the computer, but it fits really well and feels really comfortable to hold. I think that's about it. I think this is all that I'm gonna need to get my daily work done every single day. Everything from all my typing, all my documents to all my editing work. It means that my productivity will also just skyrocket. Really excited with what's to come. More on that later. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Good night.